Yay!
Hello, everybody. This is Bernie Burns, and I have a very interesting guest with me today. Say hello, Blaine.
Hello. I'm interesting. That's good. We're off to a good start.
Well, I thought this was an interesting one because, Blaine, I wanted to talk to you. We're going to play some FTL. Have you ever played FTL before?
I have not played FTL.
Okay, I thought this was a good game to play because it's an independent game that I like. Gus likes it a lot. And then also it's like, one of the main things about it you do is you build a crew and then take that crew through a mission where you're traveling through rebel space and you're trying to get to the big boss at the end. This game is damn near impossible. I don't think I've ever finished it, but it's a good game.
Okay.
And I thought that was a good metaphor for what we're talking about today, of like building a crew, because you, as of yesterday, are the newest hire at Rooster Teeth Productions.
That is correct.
You were just hired yesterday, and you were. People would know you best from what? Would you say at this point?
I think probably the thing where I was naked in.
Yeah,
I think that you wrote.
Probably. So yeah, when the Amazon drone piece came out in 60 Minutes, I took a look at that thing and I'm like, you got to be kidding me! That is like the best piece of viral marketing ever, because it's basically Amazon getting a fluff piece on Sunday night network television. Then on Cyber Monday, which was the next day, everyone is on Amazon.com trying to figure out if that's true or not. And lo and behold, they're on Amazon, so they're gonna buy stuff. Why the hell can I not change the?
Yeah, when did they say that they're gonna go out with that? Was it like 4 years, something like that?
Yeah, I don't know, but it's like, to me, it's like the reason why they did it the time they did it is they want people on Amazon.com during Cyber Monday. Mm-hmm. So I thought, okay, that's ridiculous. So we're gonna do something equally as ridiculous. So wrote a script. I wrote that thing on a plane. I think it somewhere over Arizona. I wrote that coming back from LA. I pitched it to Chris and to Yvonne and Matt, and they were like, "Yeah, let's do it." And so let's have Bernie on our crew here. I have a Blaine here.
Of the line where he's like, "We have just as many bad ideas."
Exactly.
It's a terrible idea, that Amazon thing. But.
And so I wrote in there. I wrote that you were the delivery guy who loses his clothes.
Yeah.
And I thought, I wonder if there's any way that he's going to do that. Because you've been our intern now you were an employee, you were a part-time employee, then you were an intern.
Yeah.
During the school semester, and then we hired you right at the end of the school semester as your internship came up, right?
Right. I was actually kind of upset because looking back, I was naked and I was like teleporting and whatnot, and I never once quoted Terminator, and that was like my opportunity to say, like, your clothes, give them to me, and I didn't fucking do it.
Come with me if you want to live.
Come with me if you want to live.
But I thought it'd be really interesting because most of the game times that we do are with someone who has been with Rooster Teeth for a while, and it's the big question of how did they get started with Rooster Teeth?
Yeah.
So I thought it'd be really interesting with you, take a snapshot with literally you just started with Rooster Teeth, essentially. You're at the go point yesterday. So I thought it would be a great time to sit down, talk with you, and talk less about like how you got here, but more like along the lines of like, what are you thinking about? Like, what's your expectations and things like that?
Yeah. So
in that spirit, let's start here. I'm going to put on easy, because working at Rooster Teeth is easy. All right, let's start this thing. The day you carry is vital to remaining Federation fleet. You'll need supplies for the journey, so make sure yak. Hit one to continue. Okay, so this is our crew.
Okay.
These little guys in here. Here's Gus. Let's put him in the weapons room. Wait, no, Gus would go shields because he's a defensive guy. So you have little crew members. You can put them different places, and then they can man these computers.
Gus doesn't want to listen to you, does he?
No, he doesn't want to listen to me. Everybody's giving me grief today. I don't know. Let me do this. Maybe Blaine will go. Maybe we got to make a jump or something first.
Do you have to
we're paused.
hit the door?
Yeah, we're paused. It's okay. We're learning. That's the best thing about game time is we're not good at the games.
Yeah.
It's more about talking. Okay, so we're trying to get across these sectors, and we're trying to get across there's 8 different sectors we're trying to get through to get to the big boss at the end.
Okay.
And we're just going to jump to the next one.
Space.
And we'll encounter something new.
The final frontier.
So, but let's start off where basically most of these conversations start off, which is, how did you first find out about Rooster Teeth?
I think, as with everybody, it's probably Red vs. Blue was my gateway in. I wasn't super involved back then. I loved the show, but I was kind of a passive viewer. I remember one weekend though, I just sat and just powered through 2 or 3 seasons, and then I was caught up.
Binge watching.
Yeah, I binge watched Red vs. Blue.
You know what's funny is, longer the show went on, we would get to be at a convention, and somebody, we gotta deal with something here.
Is that enemy ship?
Try to be a hero, attack the pirate. Let's do that. Oh no, they're gonna bribe us with money? Hell yeah, we'll take a bribe.
Yeah, let's do that.
Boop. Yeah, so you counter every time you jump, you can run the risk of encountering something, and usually they want money from you, but this is giving out money. I think I just took a bribe from a slaver though, so that could be a bad thing. We're just going to the next one.
Bernie Burns.
We'll move.
Support slavery.
We'll just move on like that didn't happen. Jump to the next sector and everything's fine. I'm not going to explore the asteroid field, but people would come up to me at convention. They'd say, I used to watch the show online all the time, but I haven't kept up with it in the last year or two. Sorry about that. Meanwhile, they're buying 5 DVDs. I'm like, don't worry about it, dude. That's totally
I'll
fine.
forgive you. It's okay. Yeah, no. I mean, yeah, they're short little episodes, so you could just watch several, and it doesn't take long.
Well, real quick, how old were you when Red vs. Blue started? So how old were you in 2003?
Let's see, 2003, I was 13 years old, and I probably caught on at about, I think I was 14 or 15 when I caught on. I can't recall. I do remember, though, that there was, at one point in time, it was one of the first RT shorts, and it was the Catch one, where it was Joel, Nathan, and Matt.
Joel, Nathan, and Matt playing catch out in the field.
Yeah, and I watched that, and I was just I was in stitches, and I knew at that point, I love these guys. So that's when I really started following Rooster Teeth. That's when I became a real big fan.
We're in a fight now, so you gotta be careful.
Oh.
Yeah, so that short, I remember, that was one of my early favorites. That one was all Matt, dude.
Yeah?
He had the whole idea for that one, and he was the best part of that short, I think, acting-wise. He was really great. Although Nathan's great, because Nathan doesn't say a damn word.
So the thing is I was really upset coming in, because, I've been keeping up with the company and stuff, but I didn't realize that Nathan was gone. I think he's, Funny or Die now? Is that where he's working?
Nathan does a lot of different stuff. Nathan has a company called Fortified Films with his brother. And they've been making... I've known Nathan and David Zellner. I've known them for years and years, David going all the way back to college. And they've made some really great stuff. They made a movie called Plastic Utopia that I absolutely adored.
Yeah? I'll have to check it out. But yeah, I was really upset because I didn't get to meet Nathan. He seems like a really cool guy. So we just kicked his ass.
Nathan is very much like he... Uh-oh. Oh, I thought we shot a civilian ship. No, we're contacting.
Oh, okay.
Oh, look at this. Your ship you saved was badly damaged. Most of the crew accepts your offer to be dropped off in your station. One wants to join our crew. Welcome aboard, buddy.
Let's do that.
Look, we're building our crew here.
Do we get to name them?
It's Artyom.
Artyom?
Artyom. We'll call him Monty.
Okay, okay. I was going to say, can't you eject them out of into the vacuum of space?
No, what'll happen here is I can open these doors here, boop, boop, and it depletes the oxygen from those areas. So you can't eject them into space. I don't think in the versions I've played before, at least, but you could definitely choke them out.
Because we could call them Sandra Bullock and then just let them loose, and then you could just fly through the air.
Spoiler. Spoiler.
My bad.
In Sandra Bullock's movie Speed, she gets ejected out in space. In case you haven't seen it. So you found, that's how you first started watching the shows, but, what was your first step? Let me see if I can remember correctly. When I first heard about you, that was at RTX, and you were a Guardian.
That's correct.
We had some Guardians that were very specific to employees. Oh, look at this, dude. I'm going to download the ship's data.
Oh.
Heck yeah, I got some extra fuel. Fuel and drone parts and scrap are a big deal. But we had Guardians that their specific duties were to walk around with staff members and help us kind of get through crowds when we had to get to a place.
Yeah, personal assistants, yeah.
Yeah, if we had to get to a signing at noon, it's more important for us to get to the signing than to be stopped and be doing signings in the hallway, right? Because that's the whole structure of it. Normally, it's no big deal. We can stop in the hallways and stuff, but sometimes we got to get to where we
get mobbed straight up.
And you were Barbs.
Yeah.
Right?
So I remember finding that email, and they had a list of things jobs and stuff, and then under mine it was Barbara's PA, and I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. So yeah, I got to hang out with Barbara pretty much the whole weekend. Got to know her pretty well, and I was talking to her and Aaron.
We're going to go to a sector here controlled by rocks.
Okay.
That can only be good.
Aaron, Miles' girlfriend, and they told me...
She also plays Blake in Ruby?
Yes.
Among her other accomplishments, like being Miles' girlfriend.
Yeah. She, but they directed me towards branding because they knew that I was interested in an internship, and I guess Barbara gave me a good word, so... Voila.
And that has become, actually Miles was the first time we kind of got to know Miles was at RTX, the very, very first RTX that was a fan event in the middle of the field. That's where we got to know Miles. So that seems to be a good vector being a Guardian for meeting new people.
Yeah, definitely. It's a great networking tool. I remember one of the first things I did when I showed up. I'd gone to RTX the previous year, but I just went on my own and I just played Halo 4 and I checked out a couple of panels, but I didn't really do much. But yeah, I made sure to network because I wanted to get more involved with the community. I've never really networked like I have until like this year after RTX.
Okay, tell me what that means.
I don't know. I didn't have any friends on the like the website, so I wanted to
fire
change
here, so I'm
that.
gonna choke this fire out.
Oh, okay, because it gets rid of the oxygen.
Yeah,
that's smart.
And I'm also the O2 is dying in the whole ship. That's why it's kind of turning pinkish here. So
Yeah.
this guy's gonna go up there and fix my O2 damage.
Has anybody died?
Oh
yet?
shit! I thought I accepted this guy's surrender. Oh, I did. I can jump as soon as we get everything all fixed here.
He's got an ugly spaceship. He deserves to die.
And then there's a button where you can like open all the doors at once. That's a bad idea. That's when shit's really going wrong.
Checked everything.
And so when you talk about networking, you would how do that? How exactly?
Well, so I actually went in with like a pad of paper, and it was like day 2 of RTX. And by this point, we'd been working like hours together. And I said, everybody write down your, your Rooster Teeth usernames. I want to add you guys. So I just wanted to kind of get my name out in the community and just get to know people. And I knew, going forward that I would like to work for Rooster Teeth or be involved with them to some capacity. So, I just wanted to make sure that people knew me and I could just, made a place for myself and our network, I guess.
Is there anything that you think that you did in particular to stand out? Anything that you could like point anybody else to who would want to do that?
Yeah, I guess guarding, like we said, that's a really good gateway into, into the community and getting known by Rooster Teeth as a company. I'm trying to think of what else.
Who was the first staff member? You said they pointed you towards Barbara. Like, who was the first staff members that you like had interaction with, like on a job basis? Besides Barbara, who was your?
It was Brandon. Yeah, he was the guy that he I think he posted on Twitter the internship offer, and I sent it in. I think I talked to Gus a little bit, but
I'm sorry.
Yeah, you good? Wait, where are we going now?
No, I meant sorry. I had to talk to Gus.
Oh, right.
Now we're on our way to a nebula here.
Okay. So when do we unlock Sigourney Weaver in a mech suit?
It never happens. It never happens. We got to pick up George Clooney and his EVA out here, and then
of
we're
course.
good. Then we're good to go.
I think aside from Barbara, running into a couple of the staff members out at RTX, it was mostly just Brandon was the first point of contact.
Oh, now there's hostiles on the ship. We got to go beat these dudes
How
down.
did they even get in
Oh
there?
shit! One of us gonna die. I hope it's you, not me.
Thanks. Who's dying? Ooh,
All right.
we seem to have our
I'm
health.
bringing all my dudes up. You can see their health.
Yeah? Oh god. What was
There's
that?
a fire in the med bay. That's bad. Oh, Blaine, you're gonna die. All right, this is dramatic. Oh, no. Gus died.
No. Oh, we can live without him.
He's fine. It's all good. Oh, Monty's in trouble.
There.
All right, there we go.
Straight up kicking our ass.
Pop, 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 pop. I think Monty's gonna die. Monty died.
There's another fire.
I think all of our guys are about dudes. So that's the end of our first FTL.
Hey.
All crew members have died. Your ship will continue to drift for eternity or until looters destroy it. Well, that's uplifting at
Yeah.
the end. Stats.
Well, Bernie, it's been great talking to you. Thanks for having me over this.
Plane. You had a very long career at Rooster Teeth. Congratulations. But that does bring me to the point of so you're getting started out here. So it's a little weird because you're just hired yesterday. You have no idea how this path at Rooster Teeth is going to go. I certainly hope that you think you're going to have a long career, that you want one. You aspire to that at Rooster Teeth. You'll be with us for a while.
Yeah.
But not everybody who comes on board, fits in.
Yeah.
Not to scare the shit out of you or anything like that. But it's so. What are you hoping for? Like now that you've started at Rooster Teeth, what are your ambitions and what do you want to do?
Not everybody fits in. Rooster Teeth has a very specific, company culture. There's things that fly here that wouldn't in other places, and I really
Tell me what you mean by that.
Well, we have like a certain sense of humor, I guess, and it's it reflects in our work.
I guess
it's just very tongue-in-cheek kind of stuff, and I'm down with that. That's why I've been able to be such a big fan for years.
Now we're in trouble.
Okay,
Now we're in trouble.
We're fucked now. That's why I've been able to be such a big fan because it just relates to me a lot. But not to creep you out, but.
Go ahead.
Rooster Teeth, I might get kicked out of your house here soon. Rooster Teeth is actually pretty much the main reason I came to Austin and came to UT.
Is that true?
Yeah.
That's completely creepy.
Yeah, okay. All right, I'll head out. No, but I knew I loved filmmaking. I was involved with it in high school, and I had started watching you guys.
And this is in...
I guess Dallas. I went to
Yeah.
several high schools. I went to Allen, McKinney, and Richardson. So
You're based out of Dallas, which is about 190 miles away from Austin.
I got in a lot of fights, and I just kept on getting kicked out of places.
Hey, what's this? So, one of the things about you?
I'm just kidding.
One of the more notable things about you is that you're in really, really good shape. Hey there, hot stuff.
Hey,
how you doing? In fact, the first day I saw you on the podcast set, I walked up to you immediately. I go, "Who the fuck hired you?" And I pointed at you, and I go, "Who the fuck hired this guy?" I go, "You're way too good looking to work here, kid." And but I heard a weird thing. I heard that you used to not be in good shape. That you used to be a heavy guy.
Yeah, I could show you a picture, perhaps later. Yeah, my dad's a football coach. That's actually why I moved to so many different schools. Damn it, Bernie, our ship is on fire. What are you doing?
Oh, God damn it.
You gotta get your shit together.
Sorry,
man.
buddy.
It's okay.
I was looking at your dreamy eyes. Listening to you talking about your body.
Yeah, my dad's a football coach. That's why I moved from school to school, and he was an offensive line coach. So you gotta be a big guy to be an offensive lineman. And, so I packed on some serious pounds because I wanted to be able to get coached by him and play for him. And it was senior prom. I got a really hot date. And I was like, she's just way out of my league. So then I was like, I should try, So I started running, and I dropped a few pounds in. I was like,
the way you're telling the story, you're like, I imagine you running at prom. Like you're running around in an oversized tuxedo.
I was just sprinting, in the dance floor. Doing the running man, actually. My famed dance move. No, I started working out, and it felt really good.
So what are we talking about here? Like what did you weigh back then?
I mean, not that this is big. It's just for my height and everything. I was I think, 215, 220.
Yeah.
And now I'm about 165.
And listen, everybody's different weights is different fitness.
Yeah.
But this is the delta, the change that you went through.
Yeah.
So you lost about 50 pounds.
It's about 40 some, So it's a pretty big drop.
And I don't ever talk about it. I mentioned it once or twice in the podcast, but I dropped a bunch of weight. I went from my high was 255,
man,
and I dropped down to 188 at my lowest. And that's when people started telling me I was too skinny at that point. And I listened to them a little bit, but then I changed it up and started actually doing I figured I was gonna lose weight the right way, work out and stuff like that. Before I was just walking on a treadmill while playing video games. I just burned off weight.
Yeah.
But overall, that's not the best way to do it. At least it wasn't for me.
Yeah. I'm not the best fitness person because I work out like a madman, but I eat.
What does that mean?
Shit. I work out probably I go to the gym and hit it hard for 5 days out of the week.
Really?
Yeah. And I do a fair amount of running, but I eat horribly. I eat like an obese kid.
Give me an average diet.
Oh, man.
We get some horrible stuff at the office. That place is a nightmare.
Yeah.
Because there's snacks all the time everywhere.
Yeah.
And then every time you work on the podcast, and every time the podcast rolls around, we get home slice pizza.
Jesus. I've almost grown numb to home slice because we have it every Monday.
Don't talk like that.
But no, I'm not saying, I said almost. I'm not. I will still down I feel actually bad because I think I eat the most pizza out of everybody on staff when the pizza comes in.
I could go toe-to-toe with you, I think.
Oh, okay.
But one time, when we were back at the Congress office, I think my heaviest was when we did the beard short, and I remember eating 5 slices of home slice pizza, which is 3/4 of a pizza with how big those slices are. And it's not a small pizza either.
No, it's good stuff.
But one of the reasons why I don't ever really talk about fitness, and I love to make fun of you for it, is that that's a really personal thing with a lot of people. And it's people will ask me sometimes, on Twitter, on the forums, on the site, they ask me about it. I don't really talk about it just because it's I'm just trying to do my own thing, and I'm not trying to make anybody feel any way about, their own fitness. Because I'm not Captain America shape. No offense, dude. But, I'm definitely in probably the best shape of my life, at this point.
Yeah.
And that's just where I am now. But I wasn't for a really long time.
Yeah.
And those are fun years, man. I'm fighting every ship that I come across, by the way. Fuck everybody.
Screw it.
We're here to wreck shop. So basically, you assign different things. I never use my missiles until I get in real trouble.
Okay.
So
I'm assuming we're really low inventory on those.
Anyway, I wanted to talk to you about that. So let's talk about you talking to Brandon and getting your first gig at Rooster Teeth. What was your first job? What was your first duty on your first day?
Floor managing. That's I remember I came in and they're like, "Are they going to have you floor manage?" And I was like, "Well, it's my first week," and they're like, "A monkey could do it." And I was like, "Oh, well, that's great." So that's what I was doing.
Welcome.
Yeah, right. So I was doing floor managing on the podcast, which is just, running around behind the cameras and adjusting shots. It's really easy.
You would come in here to repair the weapon system when it gets hurt.
Okay.
That's what these dudes are doing.
Is
Where are you?
I don't.
No, you're piloting the ship.
Oh,
That seems a little, a promotion. Look at
Okay.
you. Congratulations.
Or can you go repair the guns for us?
Or can you way up the ladder?
Thanks.
You would not want me repairing the guns, I guarantee.
Yeah, and then they started letting me do a couple of edits, RT Live, just like really, kind of whatever stuff. And I kept on asking Brandon, I kept on pushing for bigger and bigger projects. I told him that I was really interested in doing either the switcher or the audio. I wanted to learn that, and sure enough, that I started shadowing Patrick, our podcast guy, and he let me do that.
Yeah, Patrick Salazar is a producer that we brought on to help us with the podcast specifically. We didn't have that for a long time. It was just Gus. And you the entire time you worked there, Patrick's been there, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think he was relatively new when I came in.
Yeah, he came from television background, local television.
Yeah.
And so, once we started doing the live stream set productions, it just made sense to have somebody who was a little bit better at that. So talk about that. Like you said, switcher and all that. Like, what is the switcher?
So the switcher is, what controls the different cameras. So I think we have, 4 cameras, and then we have the green screen camera. And there's a lot more involved other than just switching from angle to angle. It's also a matter of, putting lower thirds when we have ad reads or, I'm trying to think of what else there is. It's just basically controlling what the audience sees.
But if you've ever seen the podcast, it's like the end shot, or even before we start streaming,
Yeah.
it's where Kara now is sitting most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
It used to be Brandon there all the time.
Yeah, now I think Kara, Brandon, and Chris Damaris can all do switcher. I don't do switcher. I can do audio though. Audio's pretty fun, I guess.
Well, arguably it's the most important part of the podcast because that is the way most people get the podcast is on iTunes via audio.
Right, and that's actually why we made the transition from lavs, on our bodies to what we have now, which is those what we're talking into the what
It's
would
a
you
condenser
call
mic.
these?
Whoa, there's a
Condenser
fire
mic.
in there. I'm fucked. Oh man, you guys are jerks.
Why is the rest of our ship black?
Because the camera section here is blown out, and that
Okay.
lets me not see everything. So oh my god, everything's being a bitch. All right, can I retreat? My hull's about to die. Oh, I'm dead.
You got to protect your hull, Bernie.
This game is so freaking hard.
You didn't protect your hull.
Yeah,
That's what happened.
always watch the hull.
Always.
All right. So restart. Yeah. All right, we're going with the same crew. Gavin and Bernie didn't do much for repairing shields. We were turning wrenches like bastards. It didn't seem to matter at all.
I was captaining the ship, so
All right, you're
partial
You're
responsibility.
being demoted to weapons.
Okay.
All right, even worse. We're gonna put you in engines. How about that?
And speaking of, I was going
Look
to
at that,
ask
Bernie in the cockpit.
how long would it take me to get fired if I made a weekend at Bernie's joke? Because we are filming this at your house.
I've heard about 1,000.
Yeah,
on the weekend too, right?
Yeah, I figured, but I had to say it.
I was pretty young, really young when that movie came out.
Yeah.
But it was like everybody showed me that on if I date myself here on VHS. Everybody wanted me to watch that movie with them. I was like, this is the fucking worst movie ever.
And you had to watch it
I
tons
did.
of times.
It was cool though. I had 2 experiences like that in my life where everybody wanted me to watch Weekend at Bernie's, which sucked. But when I was a kid, Star Wars, I was a young kid, like 4 when it came out.
Yeah.
And everybody thought of Star Wars as a kids movie. So all my parents' friends who didn't have kids wanted to see it, wanted to choose it, so they took me to see Star Wars. I saw Star Wars in the theater 33 times. That's not a joke. 33 times.
Jesus.
Yeah, I went
Christ.
over and over and over again. Yeah. Because back then it's like, kids will sit there on an iPad or watch a VHS tape of Aladdin or Lion King a billion times.
Yeah.
But we didn't have that, so I just went to the theater a bunch and watched it.
So did you hear about that dude? Apparently he got a laser disc of Return of the Jedi, and it had footage that hadn't existed.
I did read that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's been releasing. I don't know if they've stopped him from it, but he was just releasing behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah, there's another thing like that. There's a really rare disc. A guy recut The Dark Crystal just recently using some original dialogue, and that's cool. Oh, man, the internet's crazy with stuff like that.
Yeah.
I mean, if back in before the internet, it's like. Stuff like that would exist, and people would even the early South Park stuff. People would trade on VHS tapes, so you'd see an 8th generation VHS tape or something. I think this dude's dead, so we're jumping away from his sorry ass. I think there's a way to retreat from combat. I just don't know how to do it. This is our hull up at the top, and that's our basic health for the ship.
Okay.
And that's what we keep fucking up, essentially.
Yeah, I would love to see the original cut of just any of the Star Wars movies. I think especially Empires. Just without all the touches and stuff. I don't know
you
if
know
that
what?
exists.
I get what you're saying, but it's pretty pretty lousy.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, like I've seen some of the like unremastered stuff, and it's like it was pretty janky. Like you can actually see squares around where they cut out the optical effects for like a TIE fighter flying. It's like a TIE fighter in black space, and they got a little square around it.
I mean, but that adds to the novelty, though, that it's, it's like that. I don't know, it'd be a cool viewing experience because, the only Star Wars that I've ever seen was like the 97 and onward, where it's like remastered with special effects and all that shit.
Yeah, they go with that fucking camera all the time, jerks.
They just go straight for it.
I'm accepting their offer to surrender. Yeah.
Wait, they surrendered to us?
Yeah, they did.
Well, they're fucking up.
Oh, goddamn. Oh, these are asteroids hitting me. Okay, there's no, I'm going around and make sure there's no fires anywhere.
I mean, we have a bigger ship, but little do they know we're just in here like, oh, God.
No, it's all good. There, Blaine, you're going to we can fix that. No, we'll put Gavin flying. We're fucked.
Whoa,
at this point.
Jesus.
We'll put it back here.
Okay.
So, when you talk about like your interest in film, I mean, is that what you're studying in school? Is film?
Yeah, I'm a radio, television, film major, which I'm trying to think. I think like Brandon, Chris, Miles, Kyle. There's several people on staff that are RTF majors from UT. Yeah, I think I wanted to do feature length. And
Ironically, I was not.
Yeah, I heard that. You were talking about that, and I've also heard it in the past. You were pre-med or something?
I was pre-med and I switched to computer science.
Okay.
And so I had an interest in filmmaking, but didn't want to sit through filmmaking classes. Am I fighting? Yeah, I am. I always go for the shields first. I had an interest in filmmaking, but I didn't want to sit through class and pay for all that. So I just met a guy named Matt Hullum, and we made a movie together. And I figured that was the best way to learn about movie making, was make a movie.
Yeah.
But you're like now a senior. You're about to graduate with a is it a communications degree?
I don't know what it is. It's Bachelor's of Science, and yeah, it's under the College of Communications. We'll go with that.
I love that you don't know what your degree is.
Sure.
You've been in there for 4 years, paid tens of thousands of dollars. It's like, it's like degree.
5, actually, so taking the victory lap.
So let me ask you a question. Real question. So if you did come to Austin to potentially work at Rooster Teeth, and then that actually worked out, is that in any way detrimental to your dedication to school at this point?
No, I wouldn't say that at all. In fact, Brandon makes sure that my grades and just like any sort of other activities that I'm involved with, that those come first. Those are priority. So saying that, though, I do remember just telling you that I was like, I calculated the lowest possible grade I can make on my final exam for finance.
You did say that. You also just said you don't know what your degree is.
Yeah. I might not be that convincing right now, but no, grades are important. I think I have like a 3.7 something right now. So.
No, that's amazing.
Or 3.8.
Actually, I'm in the same boat. When I graduated, I already had my job.
Yeah.
So I wanted to just get out there and get in the workforce.
Yeah.
When I graduated, I actually don't know what my final GPA is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Basically, I had switched majors, so in my senior year, and I ended up with like 150 hours of course credit.
Yeah.
Which normal degree is like a 120.
120 is what
it is.
it is.
And so I actually never have seen my final GPA. I'm guessing it's awesome.
We're going to assume
probably like 4.7.
Yeah, at least. Yeah.
On the 4.0 scale.
Because you did the extra 30 hours, so that's like, bonus points.
So what's been your experience at UT? Since you're still in school, like, how do you like University of Texas?
It's great. I would recommend anybody that, is interested in going to go. They have, and I want to talk to you about this, TSTV. You were really involved with that. You started Sneak Peek, is that right?
That's right. I started TSTV is Texas Student Television. It is a student-run TV station. Blaine, you worked there?
Yes.
Miles worked there. Matt worked there. I worked there. Brandon was the station manager there.
Yep.
And I started a program back in '95 called Sneak Peek.
Still running.
It was basically a way to get free movies. Go to see screenings of movies for free.
Yeah.
Because it was a movie review show, and that is now. It's weird. I have 2 weird longevity milestones in my career. One is I have the longest running web series of all time. That's Red vs. Blue. But then longer than that, I have I created the longest running student produced TV show in the world, and that's been running 20 years now.
Yeah.
Just about.
Yeah.
Sneak Peek. It's continuously running. It's crazy.
I don't actually work for them. Most of the guys came out of VJHL, which is Video Game Hour Live. That's a pretty popular show. Me and some friends started up a late night talk show. And we kind of took on, over summer we were doing like a Saturday Night Live model where we did like sketches and stuff.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, and then now we're doing just like talk show.
Well, there was a show when I was there called, I believe it was called The Night Show. It sounded like what you're talking about. And the guy who did that was Jay Duplass. He's the guy who does like Puffy Chair. He did Jay Who Lives at Home, or what's the name of that? He's from TSTV. He's had a great career as a director. His brother, Mark Duplass, the guy in The League, and they created The League on FX, that TV show.
Yeah.
And those guys have done really, really well.
Yeah, TSTV is a great starting point. I mean, and it looks so badass on a resume. I'm pretty positive I wouldn't have been noticed by Brandon if I had not been on TSTV. And let me tell you, like, if there was a manual to getting a job at Rooster Teeth, I probably could have written it or I mastered it, because I mean, I did that. You know, I tried to get involved with the community through RTX. You know, I tried to take all the right steps, but TSTV, that was a good move.
Yeah, but it's like it definitely isn't like an instruction manual. There isn't that thing. Oh, look at this, dude! We got a fucking new laser.
Well, it isn't, because I was talking to Caleb the other day, and I was like, "How the hell? What? Like, how did he? You know, he was like, what, in Colorado?"
Yeah, he was in Colorado. What did he tell you? So, what did Caleb say was the start for him?
He said like 2.5 years ago. He was, I guess, was he just making content for Achievement Hunter, like, and just sending it, or what?
No, Caleb was actually. When I started Griffball, he was like the third season commissioner for Griffball. It was me, and there was Jack Patillo, and then it was Caleb. Neither one of them had worked at the company yet.
Yeah.
At least I don't think Jack was working for us then. He may have been doing his forced enjoyment, like his column, but that was a very thankless job. But Caleb that's the first thing I remember him working on was Griffball.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was fun. We had like a full sports league where we would organize games, but we learned we did not want to be involved with competitive gaming, because people who are like serious about competitive gaming, they just bitch and moan constantly.
Yep.
Yeah, they always got robbed and stuff like that. It was a time suck, basically.
Yeah, I remember Griffball. I played a couple rounds. You guys would have like Let's Play dates, and you know, play with the community.
Yeah, it's only because we were shitty at Halo, so we needed a game that we could play that was in Halo but wasn't Halo.
And still look good. Yeah.
Yeah, and still actually worked within the rules of the game.
So what was it like getting your ass handed to you into your own game, the game that you made?
So it was Gavin and I.
That good.
Yeah, Gavin and I started it, and then we were the best people in the world for about 20 minutes, and then it all fell apart on us. I got my heavy laser going here. Go heavy laser.
What's this thing flying around us?
I think it's like he's got a drone.
That's pretty cool.
Oh, fuck that.
I want a drone.
We all want drones.
Bernie, give me a drone. I was gonna say, there's definitely no like clear-cut way on how to get into Rooster Teeth. The path that I took, I think that's that's what worked out for me with TSTV. But there's so many other ways, and people always ask me, since I'm the newest member, they'll be like, how can I get involved? How do I get a job? And I just tell them to just get involved, contribute to Achievement Hunter if they want to, or just organize events in their hometowns. That's a big thing.
Make a season of Red versus Blue. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, come on.
I would really appreciate that if somebody would do that. But so do you feel like, I mean, when you say like newest member, do you feel you just essentially started? I know you've been around for like 6 months at this point. But do you feel like now that you've started, do you feel like you're still like trying to break in, or do you feel like you're in? Like, do you feel like you're part of the crew at this point?
I am not at all going to get cocky.
There is a correct answer. No, just kidding. Well, it's different, like from an audience perspective, because first of all, it's a challenge for you because you've got to like convince people at the company that they want to work with you on stuff.
Right.
But then the audience has to get used to you as well.
Yeah.
So that's a risky part of this. Is talking about all this now. Is like the audience is going to hear this. It's a little risky for you doing this.
Yeah, it's risky for you because this might not get that many views because I might be very uninteresting.
I don't know, dude. I don't know. It's might be our highest female demographic.
By the way, my shirt is off while we're recording this. So.
It is. That was by request. We're just a couple of dudes sitting around shirtless at this point.
Just playing the FTL. No. I don't know. It's it hasn't really changed since the internship. I understand like coming in that I was like the low guy on the totem pole.
Oh, definitely.
And and I was fine with that. Like, you got to take your lumps, and it's cool because Carrie and Miles, they'll give me crap, but that's because they came from where I came from.
Yeah.
They went through the same thing with the internship process.
Son of a bitch, Carrie.
But I'm fine with it. Like that's just how it is, and I'll probably treat some future interns like shit someday too.
Pay it forward.
Yeah.
Now listen, I have to ask. Do you feel like you were treated like shit as an intern?
Not at all.
Okay.
Not at all. It was actually, I didn't know what to expect. I had one internship before this, working for a magazine company. I was doing they had an augmented reality app, and I was producing all their video content. And they were very nice to me. And, I haven't gone through that like shitty internship experience. Everywhere I've been, it's been pretty nice.
A lot of places, we're going on to the Zoltan sector at this point. A lot of places where you go for an internship, there's that feeling that you're lucky to be there, no matter what it is, even if it's like you know a copy manufacturer. Not that that's a bad job, but probably not the most exciting.
Yeah.
You know that you're lucky to be there, and like you end up just fetching coffee and things like that as an intern. And I guess supposedly learning by osmosis. We don't do that. We like throw you in. We assume if you're here, we got to figure out if you're gonna. Well, that's cool. I had a special crew member who helped me on that.
Right on.
So solved my goal for me. But you know, we want to figure out pretty quickly because I think a big thing at Rooster Teeth is where people end up not making it is the work ethic part. Is that it looks like a lot of goofballs and a lot of fun from the outside.
Yeah.
But even like our most public-facing shows like Achievement Hunter, all those dudes are like heads down all the time, editing and working. There's a lot of slash job titles.
Yeah. That's the thing is I think people are under the assumption that we just play video games and you know we have fun all the time. We do have a great time. I love The Office.
We're literally playing a video game while you say that.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I'm going against myself here, but no, it's a lot of hard work and yeah. Fortunately, you guys threw me in. You know, I was doing editing and stuff. I think I worked on like the first big thing I did was the Harry Potter video. Brandon let me edit that, and then. I guess I did an okay job because then they let me do the Pokemon video, and then you know Bobblehead Adventures and stuff, you know. So I don't know. It's good. I have had a lot more, you know, say in what I get to do during my internship, which is surprising.
Well, another thing too that's I think unique to Rooster, because I know a lot of other groups that produce online, is that it's pretty accepted that if somebody works at our company. They are going to end up on camera at some point. And there's some exceptions to that for some of our... Dude, this guy's dying.
Who is it?
Get out of there. Ooh, he was dying of asphyxiation. I don't even say the word right.
Was he like...
That was...
Was he embating in there?
Me! Thank God.
Why did you just... Oh, I'm fixing it.
See, I powered down the med bay here, so I got to power it back up because I was taking the power over to our weapons. But yeah, there is the idea that most of the people who were trying to fix... Oh, the O2's fixed. Wait.
Wow.
Who died?
Me.
Oh, that's too bad.
God damn it. I was probably,
too bad.
you know, there was no oxygen. I was probably masturbating in there.
It was a very traumatic death, though. So you went out like a champ, I gotta say. Sorry about that. That wasn't at all intentional.
Yep.
But I was going to say, most of our people who work at the company, they're going to appear on camera at some point in time. And it's like, is that a draw? Like, is that like a thing? Like, because you just appeared on camera, like in a part for the first time.
Full on nude.
First part, you are now like your appearances on screen outnumber your clothing, basically at this point somehow. So what was that like when you first found out like you got the script and you were going to be in one of the shorts?
Man, I was cool with it. You know, I did theater and stuff like that back in the day, but I think that the biggest thing was just trying to play it cool because like I said, RT Shorts, that was the biggest draw, you know, for Rooster Teeth for me, and to be able to be in one, that was like a big deal. But I felt like I was ready for it, and I was excited at the opportunity. And JJ's really cool. I help him out on the recap, and he really appreciates my help, and he puts me in that every now and then, so I get to do that as well.
Right, that's true. You've been on the recap a couple different times.
Yeah, so it's, you know, it's nothing I'm afraid of. Some people get a little nervous in front of the camera, but I'm all right with it.
No, that happens all the time. There's nothing you can do about that the first time you get on. That's what we always it's a common theme on I'm fucked. Our oxygen's gone. Our hull's dead. We're gonna lose another crew here. I think this is gonna be the end of our journey. I have a feeling here, Blaine. I can't open these doors. Did I lose? I lost doors.
Locked up.
I lost my doors.
Christ.
So we gotta go fix the doors to open the doors while the fire is burning all the way through the ship. Yeah, this is good. This is a matter. Oh, there we're dead.
Son of a.
What are you gonna do?
Bitch.
So listen, before we wrap up here, people get to know you. Like, what is it like? What do you want to see? Like 5 years, where do you see yourself? That is the worst question I've ever asked on this show. But there you go. In 5 years, where do you see yourself?
If you guys would have me, I'd still love to be around because I love what I do. I've never worked a day at Rooster Teeth because you know I've just been doing what I love with the people that I like. So.
Well, let's assume that that's going to be the case in a completely non-legally binding
contract.
No. Let's assume you're going to be here. What would you like to be doing? Like, where would you like to see yourself in 5 years?
You know, I kind of like that I'm like the jack of all trades because I go in and, you know, people are pulling me every direction. I'm doing podcasts, I'm helping with news, I'm doing RT Shorts. I really love RT Shorts, though. I think that's what I'm most into is, you know, making just silly videos That's a lot of fun for me. So that's probably what I'd like to do. It's like a mini Chris or Brandon. I think that's okay.
A mini Chris or Brandon.
Yeah. Well, not mini because I'm bigger than both of them.
And you can kick their ass at any point in time.
Probably.
All right, well, we'll have to come back in 5 years and see if you were a miniature Chris or a miniature Brandon.
Yeah, we'll have to look back at this.
See. Blaine?
I'll probably be dead.
Thanks for sitting down with us. Thanks for joining the crew. I look forward to great things from you.
Thanks.
As I'm sure does everyone else.
Yeah?
Put your shirt on.
Okay.